Alright guys, this is part 2 of my first ever Let's Play. It's the Simpsons game for the DS, and I'm going to kick things off by just saying I'd cut out the cutscene for this, so I'm going to tell you what happens in the cutscene for this level. Pretty much, Bart goes to a video game store and goes to buy Grand Theft Scratchy. I can't remember what the whole title of that game is. I think it's Grand Theft Scratchy. The Return of Itchy or something like that. I'm not quite sure what its entire title is. But as you'll notice, there's a lot of video game references in the Simpsons game. There's going to be Zelda one later on, and there's a Metal Gear Solid one. There's a Medal of Honor one as well. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of video game references. Pretty much what this mission is, the cutscene. Pretty much. So like I said, Bart buys this video game. And he runs into his mom outside the store, who obviously Marge is very much against violence in video games, and so takes the CD away from Bart, and pretty much says you can't play it. So Bart goes away in a bit of a huff, and then suddenly out of the sky falls the Simpsons game, kind of like the monologue, the manual inside it that falls from the sky. Tells Bart the cheat codes pretty much, so he can change his appearance into Bartman, and he meets his dad, who for some reason has a air rifle and some beers, and I think he has some magazines as well, some nudie magazines, and they decide to go into the sewers and just shoot some bats or rats. I can't remember what he says, but that's pretty much it. And so in the long run, pretty much Bart is following what the manual tells him to do. And Homer's just coming along for shits and giggles. That's what I got from it. I mean, I've played this game before, but I didn't really follow the story. The story isn't all that important to me in these kind of games, because it's just a bit of fun. I mean, the story is not a great one at that anyway, if I remember rightly. I think the story is pretty poor in this game, like it is with most games like this, though. The only game I really like this, with story-wise, was... actually, no, there's been a couple. I quite like the Futurama game storyline. I thought that storyline was pretty good, where Mom pretty much poured the whole universe and tried to kill everybody in it and make them the slaves. That was a pretty good little storyline there, and the Planet Express try and stop her. That was a good storyline. This obviously it's just repetitive with the Simpsons games, really. Apart from Simpsons Hit and Run, I have to admit Simpsons Hit and Run for me it was an incredible storyline. Ken Kodos pretty much filming people doing stupid shit, putting it on the internet around the galaxy, and getting money off it. And also, I think Buzz Cola, they did it, made them people stupid on Earth, and they just filmed it and sold it. And obviously the Simpsons stopped them. I don't know why they have to stop them. I think they're doing something else as well, making maybe mind slaves. I can't honestly remember what happens in Simpsons Hit and Run. Like I said in the last part, I think it's been a while since I played it. You may notice also there's a bit of a different layout on the video. Whereas before the video was just one screen of the DS, because pretty much this mission takes up both sides of the DS screen, as does I think every single mission now until the end. I'm going to have to use both screens, so it might look a little bit stretched. I'm not sure. I mean, I've never recorded it with both screens before. The first one looked pretty good with just the solo screen, but obviously I couldn't do that because half the gameplay would be missed out, and because it's like you move up through the screens, which is a pretty cool design, but it also has design flaws in that I can't record properly because I have to record one screen or the other, or I record both screens, and it the picture becomes quite distorted or whatever, or it becomes stretched and hard to like look at or analyze in your brain pretty much. But no, I mean, this mission is pretty simple. I'm not going to spoil it for you what happens in the end, but so far I think we will go through the sewers, and we're just entering the museum currently. In the game version for the PS3, you actually see the gang of bullies, which is Jimbo. Oh my god, what are the bullies' names? Jimbo Curly, I think his name is, or something like that, and one of the other bullies. I think Nelson's with them as well in the PS3 game. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's actually the emo haircut kid who wears the hat. I can't remember what his name. I don't even think he has a name. But no, you see them stealing stuff from the museum, and there's I don't know if it's the same twist in this game. I think it might be. So I'm not gonna ruin it. Like I said, I'm gonna. Well, to be fair, you won't see the cutscene in my videos. You have to go find it elsewhere. But so I guess I can tell you at the end of this mission, pretty much, it turns out that Seymour Skinner, the principal of the elementary school, has got the bullies to steal the stuff because basically they're not getting enough funds for history and stuff, and they get arrested. Seymour Skinner gets arrested, and so do the bullies. So the schools have no resources, and they both go to jail anyway. So I mean, it's a bit of a lose-lose for the school, but it's a win-win for the Simpson family, I guess. I think I actually came up with in Hit and Run. I came up with my only flaw in that is Apu is one of the playable characters. Never understood that. In this game, luckily it sticks away from that, and the only playable characters are indeed the Simpson family. If I remember rightly, I don't think you can play as anybody else in this game. I think it's only Marge, Homer, Bart, or Lisa. I know Maggie is with Marge in this game, so you don't get to use her solely. I think in Treehouse of Horror, that's the only game ever where you got to use Maggie, and even then it was only like a side mission as a fly, I think she was, or was that Bart? I can't remember. I don't think there ever has been a game where you could use Maggie, because there was the Simpsons arcade game where you could be Homer, Bart, Lisa, or Marge, because of course Maggie was stolen and you were trying to get Maggie back. Speaking of which, they should make a Futurama beat 'em up game, I have to admit, like a Futurama arcade game, using like Bender, Leela, Fry, and Zoidberg as the 4 playable characters. I think that would be a pretty good idea. They made one of Scott Pilgrim, so I don't see why they can't make one of Futurama. Futurama is so amazing. It's probably my favorite of the cartoons, like Family Guy. You got Simpsons, you got South Park, and I probably rate Futurama above all them, just pretty much because I love Futurama. It's not like any other basis apart from I really like Futurama. And it's a pretty cool show as well, isn't it? I mean, it's not like less enjoyable or anything. It's actually pretty fun, funny, and pretty entertaining as well. Bender is just hilarious, and Fry's stupidity always makes me laugh as well. But I'm gonna nearly be wrapping up because I did actually talk over the video last time, and you actually had to watch the black screen whilst I was talking. So sorry about that. Like I say, I do these afterwards, so if there is any hints or tips you wanted to give me, I wouldn't, because I've already recorded all these, and I'm just talking back over them, so you know I've already done everything, so you can't really like point things out to me. Well, you can, but it won't help at all. And obviously I can't do audio because my computer will have skits of the size of the files, because my laptop is pretty old and pretty terrible. But no guys, I hope you have enjoyed, and part 3 will be up whenever. See you guys later.